Service First Restoration, this is Michelle. How can I help you?
My name is Jamie Novinger. I am the president of Service First Restoration. We specialize in property disaster restoration. We are a full service firm, but more so than that, we are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every day of the year. We make a commitment to being available and guarantee an hour response time at that. What makes our business successful is the people. We could rave about our equipment and our fleet of vehicles, but the true meaning behind Service First is our connection with our clients and with our own team members.
This past July 3rd, which is a Saturday, I had my family visiting from out of town, and there were going to be 14 people here, and I walked into my bedroom closet. I knew there was a pipe burst somewhere. A friend of mine was here, and he got on the phone, and Service First was here on a Saturday, July 3rd. Within 1 hour, they were here with people and equipment, and while all my guests were here and instilled total confidence, I just took a breath and went back to what I did. I felt like I was their only customer. After everything was done, the continuous follow-up with me, coming and checking every piece of work without my even having to ask. My confidence is so high. I have about 4,200 square feet of hardwood in my house. It all from this flood has to be redone, sanded down. I have to be out of my house for over 2 weeks. Every piece of furniture has to be removed. And I'm leaving. I'm going out of town for 2 weeks, and I totally trust them. And they will watch my house even closer than I ever would in the work.
Hello, I'm Janet Umford with Service First. I take care of the customers from start to finish. I love my job. I love taking care of the homeowners. I love seeing the satisfaction that they have at the end of the job. I can relate to where they've been from the start of the loss because of being around everything for 14 years. I have seen minimum to maximum damage, and I know minimum is maximum to the homeowner.
To have people and be fortunate enough to find a company and the people that work for that company that understand the emotional piece of this, because that's their job first, is to get you through the emotional part of this so they can do your work. The other piece of this is the pricing is fantastic. I was shocked because I know how much work it took, and I'm in the service business.
I know how hard that was for you, but I'll tell you something right now. Because you went through that, all that difficulty with that insurance, I don't have to worry about anything I do with your company anymore. And so it's like whatever I can come up with, you got it. So and it makes it a lot easier that way than what other people have to handle. I gotta say, malls are really messy. Service First can clean them up. I'm telling you, we have floods, we have fires, we have medical emergencies. I've never had a company like Service First. It's incredible what happens here. You know, Jamie calls me, she talks to me regularly, she keeps in contact with us. You know, this is a 1 million square foot facility. I've got 61 acres of parking lot, and I can tell you that if it can go wrong here, it does. Disaster comes up, I call Jamie, her people come in, and it's instantaneously fixed or repaired. We have the utmost respect for Jamie and Service First right now. What happens with Service First is they come in, they have a nice meeting with you, you get acquainted with them, you get to understand who the company is, and then we go over all the procedures that we need to follow whenever we have an emergency situation. Knowing all this in advance makes it so easy for us to react when we do have a problem.
I've been a volunteer firefighter since 1974, and in my years of doing so, I've actually acquired a position of a volunteer fire chief. And in doing that, I've seen people through all walks of life who have suffered what they consider one of the worst days of their lives. Devastation of property through either wind, fire, flooding, any of the three can actually happen. And in doing so, people, when they get devastated by that, they really are really confused as to what to do next. But one of the most important aspects that happens is to deal with a fire restoration firm that can help you. And in my life of dealing with that, I've come to know that the people at Service First.
I'm Amos Martin, part of the team at Service First. I wear a lot of hats like everybody else here does. There's no typical day for us. It's always a challenge. It's always different. An opportunity to help someone if you can see it that way.
Those people they come out, they're congenial, they worked, they're prompt. They go over things from top to bottom with you, explain what they're doing and why they're doing it. The firm works with all the known insurance companies in the area. They're very good at that. They provide you with an estimate of the work to be done, the time frame of the work to be done, and most important of all, after the work's done, they come back and do a follow-up. They want to make sure that customer service has been satisfied 100%.
Personal service is, I believe, doing it just like you would do in your own home.
My name is Robert Shank, and I have worked for the Hilton for 20 plus years. From time to time we review all of our contractors, and we were looking at emergency response contractors, and I had 3 contractors to meet with. I had a whole list of questions, and when I met with Service First, it was Jamie that came, and she answered most of my questions before I got through the list. And not only did she answer them, she also provided me with blueprints on CD for my property, excellent response time. So we went with Service First. Whenever you have a large public building with thousands of people that come in and out of the door, the unplanned is going to happen. And that happened on 2 different occasions in 2010. One was 2 o'clock in the morning. I got a call. I got here like within 10 or 15 minutes and realized the magnitude of it was beyond what my staff could handle. I called Service First and we started clean up. It was a water event, traveled down many floors. This building is 15 floors. They were here before I could get the extension cord to the carpet extraction machine, and showed up with equipment ready to go. Went upstairs, started to work right away. More and more people showed up. It was like ants on a anthill. Called the insurance company. The insurance company said, who was the contractor you had on property? And we said Service First. And they said, okay, fine, well then I'll be up next week to get a copy of the pictures and the report. So they were relieved to find out it was Service First.
I'm Pat Connors. I work with the insurance companies to estimate projects. What we do is we put the layout of the floor plan into the system, use Xactimate software to actually estimate the job, and we do 3D rendering of the job site so that way we can be the most accurate we can with the stuff that we produce for estimates for the insurance companies.
My best thing is after the event was completely over, I knew that we were dry and we were safe, but it looked like nothing had ever happened.
My name is Cheryl Turner. I actually have lived here in the complex for 20-some years, and about 15 years ago or so, I had the opportunity to become manager of Lancer Court. With that, it entails a lot of responsibility and sometimes disasters. On the morning of the 22nd, I heard water running and was not sure where it was coming from. So I went to each apartment in this building to discover it was across the hall from me. And it was a hot water heater that decided to blow. And blow, it did. So I came back into my apartment and immediately called Service First. Treated with the utmost dignity right off the bat from the very first person I spoke to.
My name's Michelle Hoffer. I am the business manager here at Service First Restoration. I take care of human resources, I take care of the bookkeeping, and I also take care of all incoming calls, including those customers in need.
She in turn then transferred me, I believe, to Amos, who was the gentleman who did come out. Amos told me he would be here within an hour. Actually, it was less than an hour when they came, and they came full and ready to start working. And from there on out, I had no worry. It just was so amazing. I can't say enough about the company. From start to finish, Service First handled everything. You need a large ad so people would know, hey, that's who we need to call.
So can't go wrong with these guys.
Malls are really messy. Service First can clean them up.
Customer service has got to be it. It's got to be number one.